You think you know me.
On this day, I see clearly everything has come to light.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
Welcome to Wrestlemania weekend. I'm the Big Al Boski. He is Professor Keith, as always, and joining us all night long is me, Mark Mess, from the dungeon.
Thank you.
Guys, it's WrestleMania weekend. I'm jazzed. I'm pumped. I'm excited. The card sucks, but I still don't give a damn.
I don't know that it sucks. I mean, you've got some good stuff on here. You've got some stuff that's kind of like, okay, we're obviously trying to get people a payday. And you got some other things that are like, yeah, I don't care about it because I'm old and I'm not hip. But I understand why it's there and why it's going to, give some people some rub, even though, again, I'm old and I'm not hip, so I'm not the audience for it.
What's up, Brett Brown? What's up, Mark Mest?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Oh, man, I'm so pumped up, as I said. But speaking of sucks, joining us from sunny Phoenixville, Pennsylvania,
Oh, no.
JT Cage and the Hat Guy.
That's original, Hat Guy. Get it straight, you bald-headed prick.
You know what, like, we sit
He's
there
got your number.
video package and stuff of like all these other wrestlers that's been part of your show and everything else. And each one should have been just us. Posters and our accolades. But you're gonna sit there and post like all these other people. We got like maybe like 2 seconds.
That's it.
2 seconds.
I apologize. How are you guys tonight?
Not too bad. Pleasure to see you, Mean Mark.
Always good
Always
to
a
see you,
pleasure.
Mark.
Good to see you guys.
The other two, I can give or take.
Don't give me crap. Throw paper at us at the last show.
Absolutely. I seem to remember somebody getting kicked in the face at the last show, if I recall.
I'm already about to walk.
You know what? I won't ever forget that. You kicked. Not only did he kick my face, he kicked my shoulder as well. How he got me with the 1 foot on both spots, I don't know.
Probably wasn't.
But
They probably threw an extra kick.
let me tell you something, JCM. I know that was deliberate, and you will get yours in the very, very near future, possibly April 24th.
And look at the TJ Spitter. As soon as I tune in, see these two can't spell right. You put
Jack-offs.
Jack-offs, JT Cage and the unoriginal Hack Guy.
That says Jack Offa.
Yeah, you can't even learn to type.
No. TJ Shitter will never get my respect anyway. So.
Oh. I'm already going to-
Well, you know, guys, as you know, we were going to have JCM on with you guys so you guys could, talk about this feud you got going on.
Where's he at?
Conspicuous by his absence, I must say.
His
How do you feel?
absence. He's running scared.
Oh, you know, I was going to put him out last show. I was going to put him out. He goes diving out the ring, getting the fence. Saying, "Save me, please!" Dives out of the ring, kicks him in the face, and then he don't have the nerve.
On purpose.
I don't have the nerve to show up on this podcast. You suck, JCM. And the next time I see you in a Triple WA ring, you're going to be the one getting kicked in the face.
James Brickhouse says, don't feel bad, Spitter. I didn't expect this either. Shout out to Mark Mest.
What's up, James?
I'm not going to be started with him either.
Watching from York. What's up, David? Thanks for joining us. Mania weekend, baby. That's not what you were saying at the even JT Cage, all of 5'2", have several seats, kiddie seats.
You know what? All right. I don't care what these people write on there. They can write everything they want to. But let me tell you something. When I saw James Brickhouse on there, I immediately saw red. Let me tell you something, James Brickhouse. I haven't said anything on social media about this or mentioned it to anybody except for right now. James Brickhouse, you did a no-no. You tried to coerce one of my men, one of my original family members, being Slayer. Now, Slayer, he can't think for himself. He's a madman. He doesn't know.
He's crazy.
He doesn't know any better. Now, you tried to coerce him into joining your band misfits, and that was definitely a no-no. And I'll tell you what, Brickhouse, if you ever, and this is a threat, I'm guaranteeing you, this is a threat. If you ever try to coerce any member of my family, whether it be JT Cage,
No, I ain't going nowhere.
Slayer, or Malcolm King himself, and that's another thing we have to talk about. You canceling out Malcolm King. But if Brickhouse, let me tell you something. If you ever mess in the original family business again, I swear to God, I will give JT Cage the word, and he will break your freaking neck.
Third time's the charm, Brickhouse. You sit there typing, talking about I need to get a booster seat and all this stuff. You got all these jokes. See, that's the problem with you. It's all jokes. There's gonna be no more joking real soon. I'm telling you, you better be careful. Don't just state facts.
Yeah, speaking of Malcolm
On
King.
this podcast again. Why are we on this podcast?
Speaking of Malcolm King, I do apologize that happened, but he has a bit of a beef with me. I mean, I don't know. That might have been a 50-50 shot there, Hat Guy.
No, you were talking junk on Facebook like a keyboard
You
warrior.
disrespected a family member, being Malcolm King. Looking forward to being on this broadcast, and you dissed him.
Why is it here now? It could have been a family reunion.
He's wrestling today.
Me up.
Lucky.
I invited him.
Lucky for that.
I invited him. He's actually
Right.
he's actually wrestling today.
This thing with Brickhouse has got me so freaking pissed off. I swear to God, I'm still pissed from March 27th.
No, you have-
Brickhouse, I swear to God, if you ever try to mess in our business again, I know.
Mean Mark, watching from Colonial Park, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Mean Mark from Sonny and Mary.
What's up, guys? How you guys been?
There's our shout outs. No shout outs.
Focus to Mark Mess. That man knows wrestling. Yes, he does. Absolutely. That's why we have him on here.
Let me tell you something about Mark Mess. I will have to agree with that. Mark Mess was my bodyguard successfully in an organization, and we did very well. I have the ultimate respect for Mark Mess.
I protected Hat Guy at all costs.
So, guys, this
Got
is
anything to say about that?
I do. So this is Mania weekend. How do you guys feel about the upcoming card for
I got the shirt
WrestleMania?
on, Wrestle Freaking Mania. I know it's Mania weekend. I like the card. I don't have any problems. I know you were dissing it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of agree with you because original Hack Guy and JT Cage aren't on the card, but it's all right.
Right.
It's going to be a good card. I'm looking forward to it in a couple hours, night one.
Any match in particular?
Probably, I think the triple threat match is night one, is it? Or is it the second night?
That's night two.
Yeah,
That's
that's
nice
nice too.
And so that means that Lashley versus Drew McIntyre, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That should be a hard one.
So yeah, let me double check the card I have in front of me.
Yeah, night one, Lashley versus McIntyre is the main
Yep.
event. That's correct.
Well, actually, I'm being told
Or is Sasha and
Sasha
Belair.
and Belair, yeah, is the main event.
Oh, really? Sasha and Belair.
Yep. Stephanie announced that yesterday.
You should get back to the kitchen, but it's all right.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the kitchen or waiting on a man, making him a sandwich or something.
Mark, you have a comment towards that? I got nothing for that.
How's your head, Bet?
I don't really have a comment for one of the first times, I think, but getting back to the card, though, I think, putting the women's match on as main is going to be interesting to see because night one of NXT, they had the women's main, so it'll see how well it plays out going into Mania night one to see, how well they will fare.
Well, the man Becky Lynch put out on Twitter kind of a hint that she's going to be at night one.
I see that. I see that.
So I mean, she could, if that's the main event, she could maybe get involved somehow.
I mean,
Very well possible.
One of the
I
biggest
think
difference.
It'd
I
be
think
cool.
what you could do, because I know last year they were supposed to do something where like she drove her truck through the entrance way and
Yeah.
they had this whole thing planned and then COVID happened, so they nixed all of it. I mean, to me, what you could do is you could have Becky come out at the finish, drive the truck in, and then that's the way she challenges the champion. You know, whoever walks out with the title, then Becky can come back, challenge, and go, "Hey, I got next." And then you can set up, holy crap, go watch. I think Becky is on. Becky can be on whatever they want her to be on, really. I mean, it's not like it's a hard boundary. It could be SmackDown, Raw, whatever they want her to be. And then you can promote that in the show this week, like, hey, Becky Lynch comes back, so she gets a little bit of the Mania rub, but then they get her actual return for TV to pop a rating.
Yeah, that's true.
Very well possible.
Brick House starting again. Mark and I think they need to be fed Rebecca Payne for that comment.
You know, Rebecca Payne's a tough chick. I will say that. She does.
Honestly, say I was her manager for a brief time.
But
She got an invite for tonight as well.
She don't want to knock on the ruiner's door, though. All right, some pain.
Totally agree with you and Mark. I'm going with Belair for the win.
Yeah, I'm going with Belair. She'll definitely, have the big WrestleMania moment. I mean, that's almost like a given. I think. I'd be surprised if she.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
live fans finally again.
Yes.
That means everything.
Yes.
It's good to see that.
I mean, I know Hack Guy hates us, but wasn't it cool to have fans at the last Triple WA event?
I mean, it was cool to have fans, but y'all didn't have to go to bed signs the whole audience.
I'd like to get to the bottom of who was hanging out those gold.
You guys know exactly who handed those out. It wasn't me or Keith.
Probably that's your guy.
I'm sure. I'm sure you got something to do with it, though.
Yeah,
come on.
Go to bed signs.
I'll tell you what. There wasn't a louder pop in that arena that particular night when JCM kicked you in the shoulder. I gotta tell you that. Becky made it too obvious on Twitter.
In the face and the shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm still in pain. I bet you're glad about that.
Well, I don't like to see anybody in pain. I don't like to see anybody in pain, especially at your age. It's not a good thing.
My age.
Well, or it's about me because you don't have to turn 40. What are you talking about? He is lucky there's a screen. He is so lucky.
Whoa.
See, this would be the moment where JCM, Keith, this would be the moment where JCM was supposed to pop in, and he canceled on me 5 minutes before we went live. It was very upsetting. And because I wanted JCM to talk some smack on these guys, but I mean, apparently he had better things to do.
Well, he got smacked back.
Ask him how that Turnbuckle post tasted. Ask him that.
Yeah, I was.
That's right in front of you.
Yep, I was like not even a foot away, and it looked like it did not look pretty.
Gentlemen, all shit talking aside, this is entertaining. Yes. And we will be there. TJ and I don't know about Keith.
I'll be there. Yep.
We will be there on April 24th to see this continue between you and JCM. I hope.
And look who's on the center of the flyer. I don't know if you can see that, but look who's front and center.
The original family. Absolutely, baby. You don't see Brick House.
Where's Outhouse?
Where's Outhouse at?
Oh, wait, he's finally with this robot.
He finally gave him the spot, huh?
About damn time.
Wow. Did him and Brick House have a coin toss to see what one of their ugly mugs would be on there?
Do you guys ever worry about splitting your focus like that? I mean, obviously, no love lost with Brick House. We knew that before anything happened with Slayer, any of that. We knew that. But now, I do see your point on this, Hat Guy. It is a little unprofessional to be going and trying to poach somebody else's talent, especially when you pick somebody up on this
Thank God for Slayer. When we got him back, when we got He had a few shock treatments. He was just as good to go. He was back with the original family.
Now, do you worry about what
I said to him didn't mean squat diddly.
And I'm just telling you right now, Brickhouse is so lucky that I was doing my own affairs. They're trying to secure me from JCM backstage. I want to rip his head off for what he did to him. But Brickhouse, I'm telling you right now, if you try that mess this next show on April 24th,
With any of my men,
with any of them, I won't be too far behind. So watch your back. I ain't playing these games.
Well, I think that answers my question before I asked it. Is there any split focus between what's going on with Brickhouse and JCM? But it looks like you guys have both situations very firmly in your crosshairs and your sights.
Damn right. Family
absolutely.
business.
So April 24th in Quakertown at the Q Mart. The next time these guys are in action, if you guys are watching, anybody watching and is in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, definitely check them out. Keith and I always have a great time checking out these guys. We have a great time booing them, and we have a great time cheering when the hack guy gets kicked in the face. Just got to say.
And now the kids are into it too.
And the kids are into it too. Keith, are you serious? You listen to the fans. They want Slayer to leave. They want him not to listen to Hack Guy. I focus on what the fans want.
I'm just trying to be fair and impartial.
I'm saying that.
I know.
Brickhouse Club in the house.
What about go back to the outhouse?
That's right.
Look at his ugly mug on pop on here. Like, oh, my blood pressure be through the roof.
Guys, just keep sending your little messages across the screen. I'm just telling you one more time, don't mess with the original family because you will get burnt. Bad.
I got another question for you concerning Malcolm King. Did he or not recently get a title shot, or he's earned a title shot? And when's that happening?
At this time, I don't want to contemplate on the situation. We are still working with that, with Mr. Dino Santa. I really don't have a particular answer, but when the time is right, Malcolm King will win that championship.
Shut up, David Hill. Go to bed. We're going to take a hack guy.
Brickhouse will be on this program at 5:15. Just throwing that out there, but
I'll be done with this by then.
Make sure he has his cookies.
yeah, you guys are welcome to stay or leave. It's up to you. I didn't give you.
For Brickhouse. It ain't worth our time.
He has no.
Well, at 4:30, Mal Havoc will arrive.
Why? So that all his Brickhouse Club fans, my fans, so they can all gang up on us? I don't think so. Not this time. We're gonna say what we gotta say here for a little bit, and then we out. We got business to take care of.
So say what you got to say.
And Mania to watch.
And Mania to watch. Amen to that. It's Turkey Hill iced tea, not milk.
What a kid.
Oh, you moved up.
Oh,
Well, did you guys move up from Sprites? Or are you still drinking that?
I'm still drinking Sprite. This is a different kind of can.
Gotcha.
It's called Sequence Sprite.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Hey, it's Mania, okay? Like, give me a break.
It's Mania, man. It's Mania. I'm excited. What are your thoughts on the triple threat there, Cage? What are your thoughts on Roman versus Bryan versus Edge? Who wins?
Personally, who I want to win, Daniel Bryan. I want to see him do it again, the whole miracle thing, and
right.
I mean, it's also. I like the match itself because all three men were technically not supposed to wrestle ever again. Roman with leukemia, Bryan, with his injuries, was it concussions or neck or whatever it was, and of course Edge, had to retire too. So it's kind of cool. All three of them.
All three of them in them. Yeah, I like that story.
Ultimately, yeah. I mean, even and the story, the build to it's been great. It gives you goosebumps just watching them go back and forth and stuff like that. So
yep.
I think DB is going to do it personally.
You think Daniel Bryan wins?
Yeah, I think Daniel Bryan's going to win.
Keith, what are your thoughts on that match?
Roman's been red hot for so long. I don't really see a reason to take it off of him here. I love Edge, but I feel like that's a guy that you really need to use him when it matters. especially after he got hurt out of that first match in. I love Bryan. I don't think they're ever going to truly get behind him. I think it could be cool to have something different depending on how you approach it. But I mean, is that enough to take it off of Roman right now? I don't know. I feel like Roman's kind of that mountain you want the next sort of guy you're going to elevate. Like I almost feel like you're saving Roman for Big E to be the guy to come and take it off of him.
Hi,
But-
Mom. Shout out to Mom checking in. What's up, Mom?
Hey, Mom, go to bed. Your son sucks.
Wow.
Who knows?
This triple threat match is the last match of Mania, and the live crowd will boo Roman. Mania never ends on a heel note. It'll be Bryan. Maybe Edge, but probably Bryan.
Well, he did it. He'll know what it is one.
Ended with
Cena.
winning. Triple H won in 2000. He won
Yeah,
the
and Miz beat Cena a few years
Right.
ago. Mark, Mark.
Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank on Brock
but
Lesnar.
they cheered that though.
They did, but it was
Mark.
not supposed to be.
Mark, who wins? The triple threat match?
It's really hard to say. Honestly, if you look at the story that they're telling, you're right. These guys, pretty much had to go into retirement, make a comeback. Now they're main eventing WrestleMania, and every story is a little different. But here's the thing you got to look at. Roman's got years ahead of him, barring no major issues with his leukemia and stuff. But Bryan, his time's coming to an end. Edge, his time's coming to an end. Who do you give it to? Right now, throwing Bryan in there, I think they are trying to cloud, because everybody, when at first it was just Edge, Roman, everybody thought Edge coming back, Edge is taking it now, and but Bryan's in the picture, and now you're looking at his story that he's coming back. He's got one shot left. This may be his only shot. So now you cloud the who's going to take it, who's going to go, because, like I said, you're on borrowed time with both of them. Roman, like I said, great. You could be on borrowed time with Roman, but I think Roman's out of the three will go a lot longer because, Edge getting hurt, and Bryan, like I said, just to the point where how long can they wrestle before enough is enough, and they can't for whatever reason.
I think Bryan's said this could be his last Mania.
It could be.
Of how close to the end he is.
Did he re-sign? Because I thought his contract was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he re-signed or not. Whether he did or didn't, I'm not sure. But clouding it, the right thing I think would be to give it to Edge, just because he worked so hard to get back to it. Not saying that Bryan didn't, or not saying that Roman didn't, but like Edge has got hurt earlier. How many more matches did he have before he can finally say, "Hey, I have to give it up"? So, do you give it to him and then he does he retire, the next night, or do you let him take his last run with this, give him the title, let him one last run, and when it's over, it's over. And then maybe give it to Bryan.
This match.
And then back to Roman.
This match was made a triple threat instead of a one-on-one for two reasons. One, because the plan was to have Edge win.
Mm-hmm.
All right? One way or another. And number two, so that now Roman doesn't have to take the fall. Bryan will.
Mm-hmm.
And so what will happen there is Roman comes out on Raw the next night. And, well, I should say Edge will come out as champion the next night. And then Roman and Heyman can come out and say, you never beat Roman Reigns. And that leads to SummerSlam.
The other thing, too, being that this is the first WrestleMania with live fans back and everything, is also, on what note do they want to end the program?
Right.
People hate people like him and I. And it's also
You're bow down to us.
Yeah.
It's not hard to hate people like you and I.
Technically their first big event on Peacock, their new platform. And you got new people tuning in to see like Bad Bunny, who I don't give a damn about. But
I am in that boat.
All of them, you know what I'm saying? So they got all these new fans coming in who might not be regular wrestling fans. So and what state does Vince pretty much overall wants to leave them all in?
Right.
So Edge to me in this feud has been like a tweener. He's been, you know, like he's good, but at the same time he's done some heelish rated R superstar stuff. Roman, of course, is ultimate heel, and then you got Daniel Bryan, who's pretty much the babyface in this whole story. So that's why I'm going with Daniel Bryan, because it's like they're going to want the good guy to win and all the accolades, and it's just a good show of face for even new fans coming. Oh, this was awesome. It ended great. Live fans are going crazy. They're going to be yes, yes, yes. So that's why I ultimately say Daniel Bryan. They want that feel-good moment to end the show.
And it does give you some new matchups, and it gives you some new possibilities to do it that way. Because, I mean, if they give it to Bryan, I don't think they're giving it to him for very long. But I feel like a lot of what they're doing right now, and I don't disagree with it, is you're kind of doing a delaying action to get Big E ready. Because we know Big E is probably by SummerSlam going to be in the Universal title picture, probably taking the title from whoever the champion is at that point to solidify himself. So you really are kind of in this delaying action while you're getting him ready. So it might not be the worst thing in the world to throw up a roadblock like, oh, hey, Daniel Bryan sneaks out with the belt, and then you can do Edge and Roman chasing him for a little while and buys you some time.
Big Sonny, totally agree with Alboski. That would be a good match for SummerSlam, and I'm calling it Edge walking out champion.
You're wrong, Sonny. Go to bed.
See, the only thing is, like, the whole thing with Big E, like, if they're going to prep him, I don't think he's ready. Not that I think he's good at what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's over. But as a champion, I think they need to work on him some more. So for him to go, like, even by this summer or late summer, if they do, they do. But I would think that seems a little early just because I just feel that, you know, he's there, but I don't think he's not that guy to become champion. And if he's going to go after the Universal title, that means he's probably going to go after Drew.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Like heel.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's some talk that they may move Drew to SmackDown, which I don't know that I would do that personally.
But if he's Universal Champion, then that means they're going to probably take the WWE Champion and move him to Raw. Because I'm sure they're going to have one on each. Because I doubt they're not going to have two of them, both titles on the one.
Oh, no. And I always kind of disagreed with that in these brand splits of moving the titles around. I think you should keep the titles on the show. They were, you know, so if you started with WWE Intercontinental and then you made a SmackDown tag title, that should be SmackDown. Like, I know they like the idea of anything can happen in the draft and blah, 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 but I always feel like from a branding perspective, you're better to leave the titles on one show and let people associate that show with those titles. I could be wrong. That's how I feel about it.
The WWE champion is on Raw and the Universal is on SmackDown at the moment. But after Mania, a lot of times they have
the obvious brick house. So, it's the obvious.
Gotta add his.
We don't know. We don't know about that.
All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys out of here. Is there any last words you have for both JCM and anybody else?
JCM, I want to break his face for kicking my manager in the face and shoulder. Brick house, I'm told we better watch his back. The third time will be the neck. His ribs, something's gonna get broke. The next time he tries to poach from the original family. You guys suck, not you, Mark. You're cool.
Yeah.
Suck.
Right back
That's
at
all I gotta say. You got something to say?
Yeah, Mark. Like I said, you and I go back a long way.
Long time. That's
We had
right.
some great times together.
Hell yeah.
With the original hat guy in another organization when he was my bodyguard.
That's right.
Fact.
I took care of the man.
You got that right, brother.
You also managed me at a couple places too. So
yes, in WWA as well.
Yep.
Mark,
Yes.
how'd that work out for you?
Actually worked out pretty good, honestly.
So and because big Al Bonski or whatever his name is, he dig it for some reason all the time. Wants to see if there's any way he can get under my skin, which it might be working.
At least I didn't throw anything this time.
It's not easy.
Throw stuff around, but okay.
And the last thing I got to say is, and I'm going to say it one more time, James Brickhouse, on April 24th, if you try to co-horse any member of my family, there will be hell to pay. I will give JT Cage, just like that, to break your neck. And that is a promise, a threat, or whatever else you want to call it.
He's just stating facts.
Gentlemen, thanks for joining us on this WrestleMania special. Enjoy WrestleMania, and we will see you guys live in Quakertown on the 24th.
Oh, and try not to fall asleep when Brickhouse comes out.
I had enough of that.
Oh, jeez.
Enough of that. Oh my God, I had enough of that.
Can't take them anywhere.
You can dress them up, but you can't take them out.
Oh God, I can't wait for Brickhouse to come on now. I really can't. I hope you're listening there, big man. All right. Anyway, Sonny, we all know that anything can happen after WrestleMania. That is correct, sir. Yes,
That's right.
absolutely.
And when you think something's going to happen, they change the questions, and all of a sudden you're sitting there going,
That's a Roddy Piper line, right?
"Yeah, it is." Like
That's a Roddy Piper.
Just think when you have all the answers,
Shout out.
they change the questions.
We're gonna shake things up tonight.
Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Did you catch Takeover at all, guys?
I did.
NXT Takeover.
I did. I did. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Night 1, night 2. I mean, best wrestling. I hate to say it, but I think nobody's topping that this weekend. I don't. I mean, there could be
Hard
a match
act to
or two that
follow,
could close.
man.
Oh, it's hard. Oh yeah. After watching night 1 and night 2, some of the matches that were on there, man, great storytelling. Like, wow. Like
Devlin and Escobar stands out to me. That was phenomenal. That was fun to watch. I know Keith's not a big ladder match guy, but that was phenomenal.
I like ladder matches. I don't like ladder matches just to do them, but then again, I don't like any gimmick just to do it. But that to me is perfect because that goes back to, Shawn and Razor, which was the first ladder match I saw, and to me that's still kind of a standard to me of how and when you should do things like ladder matches, where it's like you've got two champions, you've got to dispute, put the title up. There needs to be a story, a good reason to do it. And that was a perfect reason to do that match.
All the matches I thought told great stories. I mean, watching some of them like, Ciampa and Walter. Yeah. I mean, they beat the crap out of each other. I mean, that was just fun. Tooth and nail back and forth. They didn't pull no punches, like the storytelling, even with with Cross and Balor, they bring in Balor to become champion because Cross got hurt. Cross is now finally back, and now they said, okay, it's your time, so, I mean, it was the story of trying to get back, Balor was the champion. He finally, Cross finally got better to face, Balor. And in the end, they put on a hell of a match too. They all did. Night 1 and night 2, I was like, wow. Like after them 2 hours each, I was just sitting there going, that's probably the best wrestling I've seen in a long time. That is just like all the matches were solid to the point where you can say, oh, that wasn't very good. They all told stories. They were all very solid in my book. And like I said, probably the best on the weekend.
Alan says Ciampa and Walter stole the show. I mean, they did go outside the ring for a bit, which was a little too extreme for me, but the rest was bully. A truly magnificent classic matchup.
Yeah. Even in the end with Cole and Riley. I mean, it's just like they're unsanctioned. They went to beat the crap out of each other, and they did. I mean, the storytelling of all that leading up to it, that's why they said, no sanction, you know what? you guys are gonna, end this, and they
worked.
did. Yeah,
they did a good job for each match. Each
Yeah.
match had a purpose. It wasn't just two guys thrown together like some of these matches are. For example, Cesaro and Seth Rollins. What's the point? I don't know what the
You're
point
right.
of that.
There is no point, but not every match has to have an angle. They're going to be fillers. So honestly, that match could steal. What are they on night 1 or 2?
Oh, that's tonight. That's tonight, I believe.
They could steal this. They could steal that tonight. It's very possible.
They could.
And
we got 2 guys from Switzerland coming on who are huge fans of Cesaro's. They're gonna have their 2 cents on that match. Amazing match. Now Cole can go to the main roster, be Intercontinental Champion for a month, and sit in the back with Aleister Black.
I'm kind of hoping that Adam Cole is going to be one of those guys in a positive way that they kind of continue to have stay in NXT, build around him. Because, I understand the point of NXT still is to groom guys for Raw and SmackDown and all of that. But I feel like we're really hitting a point where you have an embarrassment of riches. You have too many people and not enough prime television time.
Right.
And so it becomes like if you're going to move, and I would say it about Raw and SmackDown too, if you're going to move somebody, have a plan. Have somebody on that writing staff or have that whole writing staff be like, I want to move that guy over here because I have an amazing guy or girl, because I have an amazing idea for them. I want to get behind them. I want to use them. And that doesn't mean you have to be the champion, but they should be able to go, if they're not working out somewhere or they're a star somewhere, they should be able to go to their new digs and either do better or continue to be a star over there. Because I think there's Alan hit the nail on the head, and I've said it before myself. There's too many instances of, let's get somebody out of NXT, or let's get 5 people from NXT and put them up on Raw or on SmackDown. And it seems like the only reason they did that is because they were like, we just want to put 5 new people on Raw and SmackDown.
Well,
and then nobody gets over because there's no plan.
Well, I think some of that is, I don't know if it's done on purpose. There may be a purpose to bring them up, but at the same time, they do it for ratings. Because like after Mania, usually after Mania, somebody will pop up on Raw or SmackDown or both, or for the next week or 2. So now you're thinking like, okay, let's tune in because who's jumping ship,
right?
So they bring one guy up or 2 guys up on a Raw or SmackDown, and they bring a girl up or a guy up on Raw or whatever, just because now people are tuning in, and maybe they don't have anything, but hey, let's just throw them in there. We'll get them over and see where it leads, and then the ratings go up because everybody's watching. For the next 2 to 3 weeks, people are going to watch SmackDown and Raw because, okay, who's popping up? Who's going to come up, and make a difference? And are they going to get into a feud, or what's going to happen? And so now the viewership goes up. They bring in a couple guys, and after those couple guys are in, they're like, what are we going to do with them? And say they bring in Adam Cole up, okay? Maybe Adam Cole gets into a mix with, somebody right away. Jumps them, whatever. Okay, so now they got a story for Adam. But they bring somebody else up, pick anybody who you want, guy or girl they bring up, and they, oh my God, they're here.
Right.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks go, 3 weeks go, and going, what are we doing with her? Or him? We don't really have anything. Okay, so now they're sitting on the sidelines like, all right, what are we going to come up with her? We popped the ratings. We got what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Now we brought it back down because we don't really have anything.
Right.
So maybe we, and now the writers are trying to figure out, well, he or she debuted on Raw. So, well, could we put him with this or could we put him with that? What kind of story could we put him in? Maybe they finally find one, or maybe they don't. And then, like I said, they go to the wayside and now they just show up. They keep putting them over on Raw or SmackDown, but there's no reason, no rhyme. And they just did it because they popped the ratings, because now everybody knows that everybody's going to start watching because, isn't WrestleMania like the new season? They don't usually start off like, WrestleMania is like the end of old, start of a new. So now, new season for the next month. Let's watch because we want to see who's going to go where.
Yeah, I mean, that was certainly the idea when Mania started. When Pat Patterson and Vince were doing a lot of booking back in the day, it was always, where do you want to be by WrestleMania? Work yourself backwards. I think it started with, where did you want to be WrestleMania? Then when they added SummerSlam, they started booking backwards from that. So that becomes a situation where you knew 4 to 5 months in advance what your card was going to be, where you wanted to go with things, and barring injury or, most famously, one of my favorite stories always, barring, Honky Tonk Man, screwing up all your plans, which, I mean, Alan's certainly happy Honky did that because he got a Macho Man world title reign out of it. But, barring talent being uncooperative, which I don't think you would have that issue today like you did then, because guys don't really necessarily have that leverage to be like, well, I'll just walk out and I'll have your title, and you can, because everybody everybody kind of knows it's what's going on.
Well, someone has joined us, continuing with the ghosts of Around the Turnbuckle past.
Ghost,
the one and only
Ghost
Shango. What's up, my man?
Ghost.
I quite enjoy the fact that you're wearing an Around the Turnbuckle t-shirt. Thank you for
that. Somebody sent it to me, and I just figured I'd put it on.
Say hi to your boy Mark Nest over there.
Mark, what is going on, brother? How are you?
What's up, buddy? I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Here at a birthday party.
Did TJ Spitter say Drake?
I don't know what he's talking about. No lies. Keith, how you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic.
That's good to hear.
How is everybody? You guys getting geared up for
Mania? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the Royal Rumble, right?
That's just the Royal Rumble. You think they're gonna be able to top the takeover?
NXT takeover? No, Mark was just saying that.
I don't. Night 1 and 2 was so good. Like I said, that's the best wrestling this weekend. Nothing against AEW on a Wednesday night,
right? But
and then this weekend, like, no disrespect to Raw and SmackDown, to all them guys, but I think 1 and 2 blew it out of the water. There could be a match or two that could, Cesaro, Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
There's a couple there could be that really, really good, but the whole show, no, I think from top to bottom, NXT was just the best.
Yeah, it kind of gives you hope for the future of the company if you look at it in that aspect, because who runs NXT?
Triple H.
Yeah.
Triple H and Shawn.
Yeah. So let's just say they venture over, Vince retires, and they take over the main roster. They just could be looking up, because there's been a lot of the main roster, whether it be SmackDown or Raw, the storytelling is horrible, and a lot of the stuff that they put on doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, see, and here's the other thing that I look at it too, and a lot of people don't understand. Like, you watched NXT. If you watch those two shows, it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Trouble is, those guys can't wrestle like that every night.
Yeah.
They'd be done within a few years. So when you come to Raw, you come to SmackDown, you get your signatures, you get a couple things, and then what do? You dumb it down so you'll last longer. It's the way it works, because now, you're going to wrestle NXT. They put on the great shows, which is great, but your body, can only take so much. Your bump card's at a number, whatever that number is. We don't know what it is, but that's the thing. So when you go to Raw, you go to SmackDown, you still want to put on the best match possible.
Right.
But you're not going to kill yourself every night, because if you did, like I said, your career would be over in a few years, and you'd be done. So and a lot of people don't understand that. Like, they come to Raw and they don't know how to use them, or they don't use them right, which is true. because it's a whole different board. You gotta realize NXT's this, WWE and is this with Raw, SmackDown. They got all these guys sitting here going, what are we gonna do with all these guys?
Yeah.
NXT, we have these guys that are on shows, and all the students that aren't on yet or still working their way up, they're on the sideline. So like we get to them unless there's a standout. But Vince has got these guys that we have to figure out what we're going to do with. And I don't want this guy to get hurt. I don't want this guy to get hurt. I don't want this guy to get hurt. So, hey guys, be smart out there. Just don't kill yourself. So they dumb it down a little bit so they don't be as reckless so they don't get hurt. And a lot of people are like, don't understand that till they have, to the guys, they're doing it to save their careers so they can last longer, so they can be in their 40s and still wrestle. Not like, hey, I'm 32 and I'm done wrestling because I like
my
Edge,
body's broken.
like Edge and Daniel Bryan wrestling all that time, and they their bodies gotten broke to the point where they're saying, sorry, you can't wrestle no more.
Yeah.
Now what you
years
get, and for those guys that's what their bread and butter was to feed their families is now gone. Because they were reckless or they tried to do something that, every night they tried to push the bar. Now they get hurt and now they won't get cleared. And now, hey, guess what? Now you don't have a paycheck coming in.
Yeah. Like you got guys like Samoa Joe who spend years on, I wouldn't say necessarily lower companies, but he put his body through hell and he finally makes it to the E, and he can't wrestle that often because he's constantly hurt. He's beat up. His body's telling him it's sad to see because he is I think he is such a talent. I love him.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, Mal Havoc has arrived. What's up, man?
How's it going, guys?
Oh, good.
Are you ready? Man? Are you ready for Mania, my man?
Man, I'll be honest. I'm going to catch PCWA right now, but
nice.
I'll be watching Mania on the replay.
Okay. Is there any match in particular you're looking forward to?
Not at all. I've had a hard time following it, and that's how I watched last year's. To be real honest with you, I kind of had the fast forward button, and kind of stopped for the stuff I liked, which last year happened to be just the Firefly Funhouse and the Graveyard match. It's going to be tough this year without a Taker, though.
I mean, are you looking? That's true. This is the first year, and I don't know how many without the Undertaker. What about the Fiend and Randy Orton?
And voluntarily, because it's the first time since Mania 7 that you haven't had him. Because the ones he missed since then were injury. This is the first one where he said, I'm done. I'm out. I'm not doing it.
But like they say never. Money talks, and Vince has lots of it. Especially after Peacock gave him another $1 billion. Just wait till the next time they got to go to Saudi Arabia. There'll be Undertaker money there.
I think you're right. All right. So what about the Fiend and Orton? You don't want you're not into that at all?
Oh yeah. I'll watch that one for sure.
No.
I'm honestly not even sure what the card is tonight versus tomorrow. I'm not sure which matches are happening which night, but that should definitely be co-main eventing one of the nights for sure.
It's on tomorrow. That match is tomorrow night.
Okay.
Sasha and Bianca Belair. Sasha and Bianca Belair is the main event for tonight.
Okay.
I don't think I'm watching that.
So
I'm just not I guess I haven't followed Bianca Belair enough to really know enough, though. So maybe it might catch my interest, but
tonight also has Seth Rollins and Cesaro. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm. It has
McIntyre's a watch.
Yeah, it has the instant classic of Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman
in a steel cage.
That's a good idea.
He said it's the classic.
Yeah, dripping with sarcasm, dripping with it.
But look, here's what we know. Shane McMahon's gonna fall from really, really high, and Braun's gonna flip something over.
Right.
Yeah, the ring this time.
He's gonna flip the whole cage over.
The entire ring.
Probably. It would be par for the course. However, I did hear the Lashley match. Why is that one not going last?
because they unfortunately got put on night one and they decided they want the women's match to go last.
Right.
Over Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
If I were Lashley, I would be a little upset with that, in my opinion. No offense to the ladies.
I'm sure he is to a degree because, I mean, and again, no offense to the ladies, but I think it's about the optics. I think it's about the optics of having the ability to say, hey, one night of WrestleMania was headlined by a women's match. Look at us and look at how, great and progressive we are.
You took the words out of my mouth. Progressive.
Shango disagrees with that there, Alan.
I just know Alan, and his troll.
Yeah, it's Alan the troll. Yes. Havoc. If you haven't noticed, my son now trolls like almost every show that we do now.
Almost.
Almost. Let me ask this: Bianca Belair is a rookie, right?
Technically, main roster, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, other than you have 3 months of her being built up to be something from Royal Rumble till now, correct?
Right. Yes.
So how does that take precedence over at Lashley overcoming 15 years?
15 years. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't see it.
Yep.
Mark, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, Mark. I look at it this way, like, if you're a company man, you're going to do what you're asked to do no matter what. And do I think Lashley might be a little upset about it? He might, because, who doesn't want to main event WrestleMania? But at the same time, he's still getting a paycheck,
Alan, stop your nonsense.
And, I think, and I said this earlier, they're putting the women on main event like they did for NXT night one main event. I think they kind of were trying to see how well, it would go, like what it's going to be like for night one, Banks and, Bianca, to see what they can do. Is it a good move? I don't know. I mean, they're pushing women just like they're pushing guys. So I guess the question you have to ask yourself, you can talk about a 15-year, you can talk about a rookie coming up. I guess the question is, who is more over, and does it matter who's over?
Wow.
I mean, I think that, I believe it comes down to what they feel that they want to do. And you know what? If night one doesn't go as well as they want, they still have night two. It's not like this is one night only, and they're putting them at main event for the end of all of WrestleMania. It's night
Some
one.
guy named Mr. Cage says, I do believe I pinned the guy on the bottom left sometime in 2019.
Mr. Cage.
Mr. Cage.
That way, right?
Am I the guy on the bottom left, or is it
I
that
believe
guy?
you're on the bottom left. Yeah.
You're on my bottom left.
I think there's maybe 5 people that have done that, so I don't know. Pinned me. Unless his name's Roadblock, Dorian Black, or Mike Giron. I don't know. And those never happened anyway.
Brickhouse says, Big Mal, what's up?
What's up, James Brickhouse? Brickhouse Club.
I know we're talking about WrestleMania, but I do want to address what your son brought up, and I'm actually one of the people in the camp of I don't understand why
Cross is NXT champion.
Why Cross has got the rocket slapped to him this quick. I know he's good. I'm not saying he sucks. I'm not saying he's terrible, but I just don't see where the rocket should be on him like it is right now. I didn't see it the first time when he won it and then he got hurt, and I still don't see it.
They see something in him, obviously, because they gave him that shot and then he got hurt, and now they're giving him a second shot. So they see something in him that maybe we're not seeing. I don't know.
Something beside him that they really like.
Oh, you mean Scarlett?
Me too.
You're talking about Cross?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, he's a big boy, you know, and I don't know. See, it's not always it doesn't always mean how well you can work. It doesn't always mean how well you look, but he does look good. It's right place,
What's
right
everyone's
time,
thoughts
you know.
on Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus Miz and Morrison?
Typical WrestleMania gimmick match.
Yeah, I mean,
Ratings.
obviously the idea. Yeah, I mean the idea is to obviously use Bad Bunny celebrity to drive ratings and to drive people to watch the show. It's obviously to give Damian Priest a rub, and I mean, I'm not going to really argue that hard with any of it. It's a formula that's worked for them in the past. Like I say, this is one of those, I'm old and I'm not hip. I've never listened to Bad Bunny. I don't really know who Bad Bunny is. But I understand he's very popular. I understand he's one of those hot new things. So it's definitely a coup for WWE to get somebody, you know, kind of like what they did with Mr. T, where it's somebody that is at the height of their popularity and is willing to come in there and give them some of that rub. So, I mean, it's one of those where I got to say, look, it may not be for me, but I get why it's there. Now, that's just going too far, Alan. I gave you that you might have, I could kind of agree with you on Cross. And now you just went like, oh, let me take that and just go, you know, completely into Crazyville.
Mr. Cage says at the Extreme Rumble he pinned you. Is that correct? No?
What's the Extreme? Where was the Extreme Rumble?
I don't know.
What happened? Where was this?
Yeah.
I don't even recall.
You got to realize that JT Cage is delusional, and he's had a few cocktails by his own admission. He's been celebrating his birthday for the past month. So
makes sense.
It could be. And you know what? An Extreme Rumble, you know what? There may have been something. I think there was chairs involved in that, though. So, again, chair shots. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so if you took a chair shot and you were down, he may have laid on top of you and eliminated you from that. I don't know.
It could have been. It could have been.
It's possible.
I remember getting knocked a couple times in the back of the head by the Puerto Rican Mafia.
Triple WA at the Triple WA Extreme Championship, Brickhouse says.
Yeah, that may have been when I got hit with the chair in the back of the head. I'm not sure. I can't tell you for sure. If so, that is a very special thing, Mr. Cage. That would make you like one of 4 guys ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
So it was a non-consensual pin, is what you're saying.
Well, you know, here's the thing. It should have gave you a big push. Where's your championship, brother?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's coming. He swears any day now.
He swears any day now. It's coming.
Well, you beat me. If you pinned me, you deserve a title. Somebody needs to give this man a title.
I guess so.
The Webster Championship of the world.
Well, Havoc and Shango, thank you so much for joining us on the WrestleMania special. I know you guys got things going on, and I appreciate it to the utmost that you stopped in and said a few words about WrestleMania. And I got more guests coming, so I don't want to crowd the room. So I want to wish you guys the best of luck in whatever you guys are doing. Thanks, Havoc.
Now, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
Take my hand and be free.
And there he goes. There he goes. Shango, thanks, my man.
Not a problem, guys.
I'll see you Tuesday, brother.
Mark, yes.
Good seeing you, brother.
Good seeing you, Mark.
Yep,
Keith,
take care.
Stay awesome.
Enjoy WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, Around the Turnbuckle proudly brings to you, live from Switzerland, Buck, Beaver, and Deadsaw.
Hello, America. How are you?
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey guys, nice to meet you over there. Oh, my lovely Yankees. How are you doing over there?
Oh, the lovely Yankees are fine, man. Are you guys psyched for WrestleMania or what?
Always ready.
Yeah, totally. Always. Wrestling
Keith
is
was so upset, guys. Keith was so upset that he did not get to be a part of the interview. So I want to introduce you formally to my man, the Professor.
Very nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you, Professor Keith.
And this
Nice to meet you too.
and over on your far right there is Mean Mark Mest, a brilliant wrestling mind here in the States.
Nice to meet you guys.
Same
Nice to
way.
meet
Nice
you
to meet you, Mark.
Now, Buck, I want you, my man, I want you to tell me what match are you most looking forward to at this year's WrestleMania?
I think that will be clear about the match from Strowman and Shawn McMahon.
Oh, he wants the cage match, Keith.
Yeah, of course. Come on. He told all the time, just bullshit about Strowman, and that can't be. That can't be.
Oh, by the way, Dead Saul knows this, but Buck Beaver doesn't have a filter. I just want to let you guys know that when it comes to swearing.
Yeah, it's totally. I love how they built up the story between them of the beatdown of McMahon versus
Yes.
the Strowman. For me, I'm definitely looking forward to the triple threat match from Edge, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And that's all. Who do you got winning that one?
Yeah, because Edge, I think, is one of my favorites in the past. I mean, when he needed to leave SmackDown because of his injury, me as a 14 years old kid, I was crying. Really, I was so down. Yeah, I hope it would be nice that they honor him with a title that time. Yeah, would be nice.
Sonny, I am so glad that you asked. Where can you get an Around the Turnbuckle t-shirt?
How much did you slip Sonny to ask?
I did not slip Sonny anything. Sonny, you can get an Around the Turnbuckle t-shirt by sending me a direct message, and I will give you more information on how that is accomplished. Thank you so much for that question.
That's a great question. And I give an additional question of that first question. I want a shirt too from you, and one that's signed from all three of you.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, Keith and I don't live too far apart. Getting Mean Mark's signature on it might be difficult. I don't know.
We can figure something out. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
we'll look up at a show somewhere. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm gonna when Outbreak has something live. I'm there, man.
July 24th.
That would be great for me. It doesn't hurry. It really doesn't hurry to send it. Take your time till you signature. That's fine.
Just like last time, Big Al told already, we just need to grab our stuff and go over there, and then
we need you over here, man. We need you over here. If you guys don't understand, these guys individually are monsters.
Time over there.
They have tag team together. They have tag team together, Keith. But they're also Dead Saul is like 6'8".
Yeah, I remember that from the interview.
And Buck Beaver is not much different.
Yeah, I think I was sending you messages afterwards, and I'm like, just tell him to go in an airport in Florida that Vince is walking through, and he's gonna get signed immediately.
Yeah.
Vince would just be like, look at that,
please.
Why is he not under contract?
Yeah, show up at NXT UK and knock on the door.
No, we go directly to America.
Oh, that's right here.
That's
Mark Buck Beaver loves the States, man. He loves America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
America is the biggest and greatest country in the world.
You guys ever get a chance to get over here, pending where you're at, I hope you guys find wrestling.
Yeah, look, I mean, I've never been there, but how the people are and all is going around there looks super nice for me. So I really like to go there. My future wife.
There's a lot of opportunity wrestling wise here. You just have to look for it. This is the start of my 30th year, and I'm not wrestling anymore. I had to get surgery done and stuff back in 2018. I wrestled for 26 years. Like I said, this is my 30th year in the business, and I train guys. Matter of fact, I'm at my school right now. I train guys yet and stuff. So I'm on the East Coast. I'm about an hour from Philadelphia.
Nice.
So You guys ever get a chance to get over here, hit me up. I'll get my information to you, and I'll help you guys out. If you guys make it here, I'll try and do my best to help you guys out. So,
That's great. Big thanks to you, Mark.
Appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. But
this is what I love, is that we're bringing people together, and hopefully we're giving people some opportunities. This is what I love about doing this, is that because we're just a couple of schmuck fans that are like, all of a sudden, holy crap, we're meeting people and we're able to do something like this. Just a chance encounter. Mark happened to be able to be here tonight. You guys happen to be able to be here tonight. And now look at that. If you get over to the States, you've got a booking.
Yeah, I'll definitely,
So good. Then I just need to collect more together. We together for a ticket and and then we just go over there to you guys. Really appreciate it much. Because
if that does happen, can you guys let us know where you're gonna be?
For both and me at the moment, the gyms are closed over here, unfortunately. But over there, it's so cool. Even with the mask, you just work out, and it's the best thing ever. Feel a bit frustrated about that, but I'm same way. Look forward to continue doing all again as soon as
you would agree with me also if the gyms or like the situation is now in Switzerland, the gyms and things like that is closed, nothing is going on, especially for sport things or full contact or body contact. But we still keep going further and further doing our sport thing privately, practicing at home, outside, or whatever. So that's me. We're talking a lot about what we can do or what we are actually doing. Sometimes we had some funny things when we sent some videos or photos to each other, like, what are we doing? It's like keep the things flowing. I think it's also a big problem for the rookie section in wrestling for a situation like that, that the most is doing like a break now. Is I can't go to the gym, I can't go in ring. You don't need to. You have other options. You can do this, you can do that.
Right.
Why not? And I think that will make the difference then in one. Now it's about a year. From the rookies, they stocking, and those they want. Yeah,
we did a thing here when everything closed down too, on Facebook, on Messenger. What we don't have, we're going to start another one up real soon. We have a closed. We did a promo group where we had a bunch of guys that wanted to do work on promos to get better at talking. So we get a bunch of guys in a group and go, okay, Monday morning, we'd be like, okay, this is your object to do for the week. Okay. And like, whether it be, you cut a promo about you, or we give you a subject that you have all week. And then by Friday or Saturday, cut that minute promo on whatever topic it's going to be, and then what we do is I go over the promos, hey, this was good, that wasn't good, you should try doing this, try and do that. And then the following week, same thing. And we just, it's a promo class to get better, build your character of who you are. If you got to learn how to talk, if you guys can start talking, you become better, and if we can't get in the ring, like you said, we can't go to the gym, you can't do stuff. You can do this at home. You can take your phone, cut the promo on the phone, send it, and and then and then learn how to cut a better promo.
Mark, don't get Buck Beaver started with his promos, okay?
I'm a promo guy. I'm a producer. I love the storytelling. So so if that's the case, we may get along real well.
We need to get in touch with you for doing promo. Tutorials and promo practice, because I fuck all the time up on promos. God damn it, man.
Here it goes. All right. So that's all. How you been since the last time we talked to you, man?
Oh, it's like frozen.
Oh, is he frozen?
Yeah, he's a little
smiling.
I like that picture. All right, man. That's all. If you can hear me, go out and come back in.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he froze. Now we got you all to ourselves.
Yeah.
Now I can see you bigger. That's also good. No.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good. Okay, he's back. He's back.
Oh,
Are you all right, man?
Guys, stop trash talking behind my back and pay.
What, did you hear that?
No, I'm sorry. Just my phone got a bit overheated somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it an iPhone? It is an
No,
iPhone,
it's
right?
an Android. It's a Samsung.
It's an Android. No, man. My question to you was, how you been since the last time we talked to you? That's all.
You have a lot
Sorry?
of noise in the background. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he froze again.
Yeah, we're losing him again.
It's a bad connection, a really bad.
I guess so. He was on there for a while, and then we lost him.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll put him backstage again, and we'll get bigger again and see if he comes back.
We got bigger.
All right, Buck. What other matches at WrestleMania are you looking forward to seeing?
The Cesaro match, I'm really interested in because you remember when I was in your talk, we talked
a lot about Cesaro.
A lot about Cesaro, and I'm really excited for that match. What is going on? Because now it's closer to that what we talked about.
Right, and I think that they are pushing him more than they ever have, and I think that's why they're putting him in there with Seth Rollins, who recently was champion. So to put him in there and maybe put him over, I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I'm I think it's also. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I like Cesaro. I mean, Cesaro and his old tag partner Chris Hero.
Yeah.
They came up with my school here a couple of times, worked out and stuff. You know, before Cesaro got to WWE and everything, and when they were Claudio and Hero. So I got to know Claudio a little bit. You know, I don't know him real well, but super nice dude. So I hope they push him because he deserves it. He's a hard worker.
I've never understood why they don't, because to me, like, I look at that guy and it's like, this is what anybody I would think, cosmetically, he looks great. He can work. So the internet's not going to shit on him.
But he's not, and this is what I hate the internet, because he's got the talent, he's got everything he needs,
right?
But the popularity, they like him, but he's not good enough to be that guy. He's not a Rock. He's not a John Cena. He's not a Triple H. Will he ever be? I don't know, but he's good. He's very solid up there. I just don't think they push him enough to go to the top because they feel that he's not that type of quality yet. Will he get there? I don't know, but I mean, work-wise, I think he's great.
I see that, but I feel like here's a guy that should be in like the Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig sort of level of prestige with the entire audience at this point. And I feel like he's not, because they start, stop. They kind of start to do something with him. And then, I don't know, somebody loses interest. Somebody's in a bad mood that week. He parked in the wrong spot. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, screw this guy. Back to just floating around doing nothing.
I'm pretty sure the gear is also a thing. I think the Swiss Super Cyborg thing they talking about from Cesaro, or the Swiss Superman, it's nothing like, it's no catchy thing.
You know what I mean? He's back.
Right.
Oh, hello. But it's like, show it like Undertaker. You have an exact image in your head. It's like a Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Right.
You have images in your head.
Yep.
And Hulk Hogan wasn't that big boy. Also, it was that fucking gear, and he was a fucking talent.
It was that
Cesaro,
fucking,
but Cesaro is also a fucking talent, and I'm pretty sure if they give him like a traditional Swiss gear, that would be more amazing to see and will be more interesting. And they can create, I think, better stories because he knows his roots. He's Swiss.
Yeah.
And can implement that to the whole show and to his character. I think that will give him that push you were talking about. It's just like here, not on top, but I think that will give him that last.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Dead Saul, we're gonna let you guys go. I got another guest waiting in backstage. Dead Saul, what are your thoughts on Cesaro and Seth Rollins?
Yeah, it's a super nice story they try to build up. Would be nice if Seth Rollins would be a champ or so, but of course, because if he became a dad and now the storyline is like that. But I feel it's also super cool that both talents can fight in a singles match in a really big crowd. So the spotlight is on them, of course. And I hope they will use Cesaro more because he. Really
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna tear it up, guys.
Cesaro's actually. He too became so surprised when the fans just came around there with the A4 papers and then here's the Cesaro section.
Yeah,
super cool. Yeah. And I mean, before he was in WWE, I got the possibility to train with him, and otherwise, it's a super friendly, nice guy. I appreciate him a lot, and of course, a big supporter to my lad, man.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for a couple minutes here on Around the Turnbuckle WrestleMania special. I got more guests lined up, so I got to get to them. Guys, best of luck on everything you guys do, and enjoy WrestleMania.
Thank you, and enjoy it, the whole show and WrestleMania too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll get in touch. So,
of course,
yes,
we need to.
Yes.
Hey, thank you, and have a great show.
Yeah, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks, that's all.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the wild world of Quakertown, Brick House. From Triple WA. What's up, my man?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
You know that
guy. I'm waiting for the comments to start coming in. I really am.
Well, they already are here, and it's funny that you mentioned that. But before I let the guys from Switzerland go, Mr. Cage has been running his mouth. All right, enough of this. Bring Outhouse on so I can hear his sniveling voice, whine and cry. Also, Brick House, I do this for the fans.
He would actually have to have fans for him to do it for the fans.
I think he was quoting you, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I never know what he means. So how you doing, my man? Are you ready for WrestleMania?
Oh, man, I'm excited for this. Like, just something that I think I don't care if you're a wrestler or a fan, WrestleMania is something that you look forward to every year, the biggest stage of them all. And to see, like, when Rev Theory was on, performed for Randy Orton that year, I'm thinking to myself, these guys used to play in Allentown at Croc Rock, and now they're standing on the grandest stage of them all. And I got nothing but respect for that.
Yeah.
Mark, how's it? Have you talked to this guy lately? I mean, I know you guys are old friends.
It's been a little while, but how you been, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I actually, when we're at Quakertown, I always love to see your truck pull up. Since of course we're not back at Pottstown, but
right, yeah. Eventually, I'll probably get there. I mean, the 24th, I'll probably be out in Lewistown for Seven Mountains. I think that's what it's called.
Seven Mountains. Yep.
But I'll eventually get to one of those Quakertown shows, I'm sure. So
awesome. I know when you pull up, a lot of the guys always like to run and talk with you and like
take your brain.
Yeah, well, he's one of the greatest around with the independent scene. So when Mark pulls up, that's a treat in general. So just to be able to talk with him,
I appreciate that. I look at it this way. I want to pass the knowledge on. I'm like, my time is over, but to help train guys to help get better at. Whether it's, psychology, whether it's promos, whatever, learning to be professional, because I think a lot of people forget we are professional wrestlers. We're not amateur, we're professionals. But a lot of times, a lot of guys don't act professional. And that's sometimes, and that's sometimes a big issue,
Yeah, I just recently had a little stint with somebody from another organization. And when he claims that, I was talking to John, I was like, well, can you at least name these people who are saying this so I can confront them? And he goes, I'm sorry, I won't give out who my sources are. It's like, dude, we're all in this together. Like, it's time to either squash it and move forward, or just
Yeah.
go your separate ways.
And why even bring it up if they're not going to,
Exactly.
reel it up, So, I mean, it's just, again, that's unprofessional. Like, it's one thing, like, I just was reading something not long ago about receipts in the business. Nobody understands what receipts really are. But that stuff is kind of dead and gone anymore, I mean, if you have a problem with somebody, take it outside the company,
Yes.
Don't let the show suffer. Don't let the company suffer. You should, the person, take your beef somewhere else. Solve it however you guys want to solve it, but leave the show alone.
Yeah.
So David Hilt's chiming in. Where's Hat Guy now? Brick House. Mark is awesome. Brick House. Yes. Mark is awesome. Brick House sucks. Brick House, did you hear the pop? Speaking of Hat Guy, did you hear the pop of the crowd when he got kicked? I mean, you were backstage, but did you hear the pop of the crowd when he got kicked by JCM?
I was standing on the other side of the curtain looking. But yeah, dude, when that foot connected and you heard how loud that crowd was, and it was like, all right, he got his just desserts. And JCM, he sooner or later he deserves his shine too. Like, he puts in a lot of hard work.
He does
with the things that he does, and different organizations where he'll even go in and he'll do multi matches in a night just to help pull that organization, because a lot of the guys there aren't showing up. So he's like, well, if that guy didn't show, let me get a spot there. Like, he is really professional. He's really kind-hearted, and to see that he actually just got his revenge on that guy, it was great. But the thing that upset me about that match is, as good as it was, there was no winner. It was a double count out. So hopefully they get to go at it a third time.
I'm with it. I'm with it. And Keith and I are going to be ringside, man.
Yep.
Love the Triple WA, the SWO, and CCW, says David Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the hell up, David. He's right here. I think he's talking about Hat Guy.
Well, whenever you see Cage, you usually see Hat Guy.
Yeah, they kind of go one together, right, Keith?
They do.
Well, it's kind of like Mr. Belvedere and Webster. It's like Hat Guy is actually the adopted, like JT Cage is Hat Guy's foster kid. So maybe the adoption papers came through. I have no idea, but you got Guy love for that one. I mean, he's looking out for the orphans. So.
Now, were you actually trying to recruit Slayer, or was that just Hat Guy running his mouth?
Okay, so about that, when the match was happening between Cody Rhodes and Slayer, the fans were going, and both Slayer and Cody had that respect from the fans. And as the fans are cheering, you have Hat Guy yelling in the background, "Don't listen, da-da-da." And again, Hat Guy and JT Cage forget that without the fans, we're not who we are today. Without them, we're going to be that today. So I kept telling Slayer, hey, man, come on, listen to the fans. Listen to what they're telling you. This is the way to go. If they want to cheer for you, let them cheer. If they want to boo you, let them boo. But Hat Guy shouldn't be in the background yelling at, don't listen to the fans, turn your back on, so on and so forth. And the thing is, I'll say this. I think Slayer does need to be saved. I think Slayer does need to see the light. Slayer needs to see that the fans actually respect him, no matter what it is that Hat Guy's trying to drill ahead. Sure, the man may spend his free days, if you will, inside of an asylum room glass, but I do believe that with the right leadership, he doesn't need that straitjacket in his life, that he could go break the binds that hold him, listen to the fans, come out and be able to, after a few speech classes, talk with the fans. But he doesn't need to listen to the negativity from Hat Guy. We don't need that type of crap in professional wrestling.
Well, speaking of Hat Guy, he responded to that, said there was a winner when Slayer beat your man Cody Rhodes. That's one for the original family.
Yes, there was. Actually, Slayer was over. But again, this is where I'm trying to say where Slayer was over, but he was also one of the fans along with Cody. You see, Hat Guy, last time I seen on the video was that Slayer and Cody shook hands after that match. Well, I ran your ass out the room with a chair. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
I feel like he might be conveniently having a little, situational amnesia with that one.
So, Mean Mark, I got a message real quick.
With the age.
I got a message real quick directly for you from Dead Salt and Buck Beaver. They're going to be friend requesting you on Facebook pretty soon.
Yep, I got the one. I forget who's who now.
Benedict is Dead Salt and Buck Beaver is Hashi.
Okay, matter of fact, I just got the other one. I got both of them now.
There you go.
Yep.
Only in wrestling.
Well, I love it. I love making these connections. All right, so James Brickhouse, let's talk about WrestleMania a little bit. What are you most looking forward to this year?
Well, the match between Bobby Lashley and Drew, I'm actually looking forward to that. Two big powerhouses, and I want to see Drew go over, but at the same time, I want to see Lashley retain. I think they both deserve the WrestleMania moment. They've been in this business for years. They've been refine yourself, and then maybe we'll see about bringing them back. And that's what he did with both Lashley and Drew McIntyre. So they were both in the same boat. They both know about what goes on outside and inside the business. But I think this is going to be the match for the ages. But I'm kind of hurt business thing wasn't a ploy to throw off as Drew's about to go for the win. Shelton and Cedric come out and help Bobby retain by disqualification.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's possible.
I hope not.
Especially because of the fact that they're not ending the night with that match. That there could be some chicanery there. Because they're ending night one with Sasha versus Bianca.
Remember right when they did this before. And when they did that before, it was the Universal Championship match that actually opened the show. So is the WWE Championship match going to open WrestleMania tonight?
Possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
You would think they won't, but then you're going to need, you know what the main event is. You're going to need some time between the WWE Championship and the main event, the women's match. So, that might not be out of the realm of possibility to say, you know what, we'll start with the WWE Championship and then work our way to the women's match. Because they do have some stuff on this show that's, night one really looks like a grab bag, basically, of what are you into? What kind of fan are you? There's going to be at least one match there that you're going to get behind that's going to serve, whatever your particular itch is when it comes to wrestling.
Yep.
I agree.
All right, so what do you got going on for the Brickhouse Club on April 24th?
Well, as of right now, it's up in the air. Of course, I'm going to be in the guys' corners. I have mad respect for everybody that I do. I didn't know that I wasn't on a poster roadblock, and the thing is, I feel as though the manager should be there all the time with the people that they are, because the manager is exactly that. He's the manager. Let the wrestlers, the ones who are in the ring, busting their butts, have the shine. The man doesn't always have to be in the photos with that. As Cage point.
Of course he had to point that out. Of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we're going to be there ringside.
But,
I got another guest coming on, man. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy WrestleMania. And if you're in the Quakertown area, man, go check out Brickhouse and JT Cage and all the rest of the guys. Triple WA live in Quakertown at Q-Mart on April 24th.
See you guys then. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one, brother.
Enjoy Mania, my brother.
Take care.
And there he goes. So, guys, so far, so good with the Mania special, man. We are 90 minutes in. How's everybody feeling?
Good.
Hat Guy threw in one last comment after Brickhouse left, of course. there was a winner. Oh no, I'm sorry that we already read that.
Yeah, we
I
read
thought
that.
that just. Well, it's funny. It disappeared and then it popped back up. So I don't know what happened there.
Hat guy probably slipping a $5 to somebody,
Yeah, he might do.
under the table.
He pulls some kind of chicanery like that.
I'm sure.
And he often forgets when he interferes in his. He talks about wins and losses with his guys, but he often neglects to mention the fact that he interferes.
I think JT should take him for a dementia test. I really do. I think
You're gonna go there. I got in trouble earlier for mentioning his age, and you're gonna say he might have dementia?
Well, but see, here's the deal. They're watching, but if he does, he's gonna forget I said it.
Oh, all right.
Right?
Well, that is a good point.
That is a very good point. That is. I did not think of that. I did not think about it.
That's
Okay.
why you have me here. I'm the brains.
Can we talk about something that we haven't all night, and that is the tag team championship? The New Day is defending for the 100th time against Styles and Omos. How do you guys feel about that? Because I know this is kind of like, let's see what Omos can do kind of thing.
Right.
But like, how do you guys feel about AJ Styles kind of being booked as like one half of a challenger for a tag title?
You know,
he's AJ freaking Styles, Mark. Really?
He's AJ freaking Styles, but AJ freaking Styles is also not got a lot of WrestleManias in him. He's what, 41, 42?
Yeah, 40, 41. Right.
He's already said, hey, this WWE contract that I think he's a year or two into, he said publicly, I signed my last contract. That's my last contract in wrestling. When this one's up, I'm out. I'm out of the ring. You know, AJ.
I don't know. Do you guys know when it's up?
No, I don't know.
No, I do not know.
We got to look that up.
He probably signed at least a 3-year. He might have signed a 5-year.
That's what I'm thinking. Probably no more than 5, because I think he would have signed that around the time AEW started and Vince was locking everybody into like 5-year deals to make sure they weren't.
So do they win? Do they win the tag titles?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as a why not. If you're trying to figure out what this Omos guy has, putting him with a guy like AJ is about as smart.
That's directly to you, Professor. From the both of us. Go to bed, Professor. Why do we even watch this?
Because secretly.
All right, let's add some fire to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus Johnston, what's up, my man? All right. It's very glad to see you. I love the American flag behind you there. It's very patriotic.
I'm trying to figure out this audio. It's like chirping on me while y'all are talking.
Yeah, we've been having difficulties throughout the night, and we've kind of worked through it. Guys have popped on, popped off. So if we lose you at any time, just know that we thank you for popping on here and giving us a few words about WrestleMania. What are you most looking forward to this year?
I want to see the Edge, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns match.
Triple threat.
I want to see how that goes. I think there's a lot of expectations that could go either way for that one. You know, you don't know what to expect for that. So.
Who do you got winning?
I want Daniel Bryan, but I'm mad. They're gonna want to spend home happy one way or another.
Boy, that was a JT Cage answer right there. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else? Is there anything else from Mania? Anything else you're particularly into this year?
Oh man, I gotta be honest. I've had so much going on the last couple weeks. Like I haven't even gotten to sit down and watch.
You've been getting booked a lot, right?
I've been getting booked a lot, and I had to go to Florida for some family stuff. Thank you very much. I get my junior heavyweight championship. But
yeah, I saw that too. Congratulations on it. Congratulations on that.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Also looking forward to Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. I bet that's going to be, as JR would say, a slobber knocker.
The slobber knocker, it will be. David Hilt chimes in. I think we will see new tag team champions tonight. Yes, I think we all agree on that.
I do too. I mean, and maybe Mark can probably speak to us better than I could, and he can tell me if I'm wrong. But I mean, I understand the idea of saying somebody's getting on the job training while they're a champion, and maybe that's not the best situation to create. But at the same time, it's obvious WWE outside of New Day really doesn't value the tag belts very much. So with that
Or the
in
division.
mind, I mean, outside of New Day or the Usos, you really don't have any tag team stars.
We should be discussing the real match of the night, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul. I would agree with my son on the premise of that we've seen that match 100 times and they are really good. But adding Logan Paul in there, that's just something for his generation to enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to the AJ Styles tag match, one thing that was always well known is Vince likes big guys. Tall, big, muscular.
He's
whatever.
huge.
Right. So the thing is, they have him under contract. They did it when wasn't he the guy that was doing the door for the underfighting or whatever,
I think so, right?
So they have him under contract. So he's working out, he's doing stuff. He's with AJ. They put him with AJ. And here's the thing. Now you put AJ and him together as a tag against the New Day, which are phenomenal workers. So you got 3 guys in there that are going to help him through this match. They drop the titles to him. He gets some experience. He's with AJ. AJ's going to help him go through stuff, So overall, I think it's a win-win for the big man here because, he's going to get on-the-job training, but with the best guys. Like, who could ask, being AJ your partner, who could ask for a better partner? Even though AJ's a singles guy, but when it comes to wrestling and knowing AJ knows his wrestling. So,
one of the best of the world.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is I think, they win the titles. Let them run with it. And it'll be like kind of like how they started that little riff, like, oh, we're best friends, and they tried to guess things and they weren't.
So is it kind of like you think it's like Shawn Michaels and Diesel all over again, kind of thing?
I think they're gonna kind of run with it a little bit, like, hey, we're gonna win the titles, and the big guy will be like, oh, title, and AJ's like, see, this is what we're all about, and then they'll beat other guys because of the big man, not because of AJ. But eventually he'll see that they're like, I'm winning because we're winning because of me. AJ will get jealous, and then you could start something, but I mean, I don't know where they're going to go with it, but I just think it's something different. They want to use the big guy. He's the wild card. Like, what's going to happen? How do we know that maybe AJ and also what happens if they clash all of a sudden and the big man gets mad at AJ, like, what the hell? And then he leaves AJ, and all of a sudden, now the champs stay the champs. They could do anything, really.
We haven't talked much about night 2, guys. And night 2, Alan did mention Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but also, and we have talked about the triple threat match, which is ending night 2. But we haven't talked much about Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Who do you got in that match, Marcus?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with Ripley just because they've been trying to get her up and talking for a while now, and she just hasn't had that chance to get a good kickstart. You know what I mean? Every time they start to bring out, somebody else comes out, it's on the back burner, something happens. She hasn't really had a good chance to come out and show what she's got on the main roster, so this might be her opportunity for her.
So you think this is just shoot Rhea Ripley to the moon right now?
They might at least see what she got. They've done people that to main roster, people that have a lot of momentum behind them. They'll do it. They'll put that title on, handle it, see what kind of crowd they can get. I mean, this is the first time I had a crowd so you can really see how she takes all of that. And if it works, you can always make changes. If it doesn't work, you can always make changes. And if it works, then run with it.
What do you make of the rumors that the Man is showing up tonight?
I haven't even heard those rumors, but that would be fun.
She put out a quite obvious tweet that it was an anagram that if you read it down this way, it said night one.
Yeah, the first letter of every word spelled out night one.
Night one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it'll get people watching. Sure, they're glued to their seats during the match, watching for her to come out. So even if she doesn't, she's drawing interest.
I guess the maternity leave's over, or what?
What's that?
I know I said Mark, and they're both Mark.
I was about to say, what?
I just figured that out. I was like, wait, what? Nobody's talking.
I was like, huh? I'm like,
it's all
what?
right. It's all right. So, I know that the Switzerland wrestlers, the guys from Switzerland said that they were interested. The first thing they popped in their heads was Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman in a cage. Now, I want Mark's thought on that. Both Mark's thoughts on that, because I know Keith rolls his eyes at that match, and I do to an extent too. But I mean, Marcus, what do you think of Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a cage?
I mean, it's gonna be pretty. Everything Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon have done in the last couple of years. I mean, he's got to do a whole lot of running and crashing, and Shane's going to do a lot of jumping and crashing. It'll be nice to get away from it,
Mean Mark, what do you think of that match? We haven't really heard your opinion on that match much.
See, I thought he wouldn't do a steel cage because, Shane wants to jump off something big. I guess my question is, for their entrance, is there a big pirate ship on the entranceway?
I don't know.
Because
let me see if I can pull up a picture, because I know they released that.
Because my question is, Shane likes to jump off something big, but the thing is, as soon as you get out of the cage, the match is over.
Right.
So
it doesn't seem like the step is self-defeating.
Right. So if Shane wants to jump off something big, he's gonna go to the top of the cage and jump on him. Whether he puts somebody through the table or he doesn't, but it's the same thing that happened.
What
was that, Marcus?
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No.
Making it hard. But the thing is, Shane has been run out to look like a big dummy anyways. So all you got to do is Shane's climbing up to the top. Brian Big trying to take him off, and Shane goes flying off the top. And, I mean, there's this big flying. Either that, or he could always do his the cage in the other corner. I don't know how that would work out. More like a Mortal Kombat katana kick or something.
See, I wonder if they would do something similar, whereas they did with Austin one time with and the Giant.
Yeah.
Whereas they're in the cage and Strowman just throws him or kicks him so hard that the cage busts, and the one side of the cage just busts down,
right?
And Shane rolls out, and since he's out, he wins.
Like a Big Show Austin moment, right?
Yeah. I wonder if they would do something like that, because I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, for Shane's always known to jump off something big, so that's why I thought if they had a big entrance like pirate ship,
How old is he, man?
In his 40s, I think.
40s or 50s.
Is he 50 yet? Because I don't know.
I'm not real sure.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
They have a video for the set here.
Because
there is a giant pirate ship, but it's behind the
it's Raymond James Stadium. If you ever seen Raymond James Stadium, they have a pirate ship up in the corner there.
Right.
See, what they should do is they should have made it like anything goes. Then let Shane just jump off the damn pirate ship, you know?
Yeah, because a steel cage does seem defeating for what you're going to want out of these guys, because you're going to want Braun to do feats of strength and tip heavy shit over, and you're going to want Shane to do the crazy Shane bump that he always does.
Or you know what they could do? Maybe Shane wants to end, like, how many more years can he do this?
Yeah.
So maybe the gimmick where they go through, like, somehow Shane wins, whether he throws him through the cage, whatever. Strowman's mad, you know. Shane's all kind of like, ha ha. He goes after him, and he just starts beating him, you know, senselessly. They make their way up to somewhere big. He just takes Shane going, you know what? You're never going to do this to anybody ever again. Woo! Takes the big bump through. You don't see Shane anymore. You know, he gets off TV. And maybe that's his big coup de grace.
Coup de grace.
Yeah, he's done, and he take his one last leap off of something, and you know, because how many more years is he going to do it? You know,
I don't know.
So the time's coming to the end. You know, so they might, you know, even though Strowman may lose, but in the end, maybe, you know, Strowman just, you know, throws him something off like the pirate ship or something big, and he just crashes and burn, and they take Shane off, you know, in an ambulance, and that ends it, you know.
Marcus, you got anything coming up that you'd like to promote before we get you out of here, my man?
I still have a rematch on with the guy I beat for Dalton Black. I don't know what the stipulation's going to be here. No stipulation, but that'll be on April 17th. That'll be next week.
I'm sorry, you're chopping in and out. Was that April 17th?
Yes, April 17th, next Saturday. 7 o'clock in April. I'm sure.
All right, my man.
Like what I'm doing.
All right, my man. Well, we wish you luck in that title defense, and we wish you, and we hope you have a great time tonight watching WrestleMania. And thanks for popping in and joining us tonight on Around the Turnbuckle, my man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Much love, my brother. There he goes, Marcus Johnston. All right. He was a bit choppy, I think, guys.
Yeah, a little bit.
Great connection.
Well, I mean, we had different levels of connections tonight, so I just let it go, and you know, Keith, are we boring you?
No, I'm sorry. I had
tired.
Yeah, I had one of those situations where I was in later at work yesterday, and then I had to go in very early today. So it's one of those where you know you're not going to be able to get your sleep schedule right. So you just try to do the best you can.
Well, I have
to be better.
I have potential good news for you.
There
is no Around the Turnbuckle tomorrow.
Well, yeah, there's no way I'd be able to make it tomorrow. I got to do some stuff, then I got to go up your way. So
that's why we're a 2-hour WrestleMania special, so that tomorrow night I can just relax and enjoy night 2. And we did a 2-hour special tonight to bring back a lot of guests. I want to thank everybody that showed up, everybody that chimed in on WrestleMania, coming in here, all the comments, the stars of Triple WA, Marcus Johnson, Dead Saul and Buck Beaver from over there in Switzerland. Hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania. You're going to be staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning over there. Okay.
But hey, that's commitment, though.
I left the 5:45 p.m. Eastern time to 6 o'clock window wide open, and I sent a link to no less than 20 wrestlers, and I didn't hear from anybody. So we're gonna wrap this up in about 5 minutes, but maybe somebody may or may not show up at the last minute. So that's why I'm going to give it to like 5:55. I'm not going to rush this out of here, but I know all of us want to go start watching WrestleMania. Mark, you got anything coming up, my man, for helping us out tonight? I thank you so much for sticking with us the whole 2 hours.
No problem. I enjoy it. I love doing this type of stuff. Learning.
We love
how,
having you.
Yeah, we do.
And wrestling is just hopefully things are opening up so we can start doing shows.
Live shows.
Rob's doing stuff. Triple A's doing stuff. Outbreak's going to start doing stuff. So we're all going to start doing stuff here and there. So hopefully it continues because, hey, wrestling is like my drug. That's what I need because I love it so much. Without it, I don't know what I would do.
Now you're gonna be at the mountain show. What would you say it was? 24 on the 24th.
Yep, I'll be up there. Yep. And
where's that
at? It's in Lewistown,
PA.
Yep.
So if you're in the Lewistown, PA, and you're watching this show, go check out those guys.
Yeah.
On the 24th, and then you also got CCW. Is May 1st, I believe.
May 1st, yes, I think it's May 1st.
May 1st, CCW in Marysville.
Yep.
So hopefully, I don't know if we're gonna get to that or not, but I'm gonna try.
I will try.
It's May 1st.
And Outbreak
shows are always tricky.
And Outbreak, what?
Just this week, Outbreak announced July 24th. At the historic Hamburg Fieldhouse.
Oh, baby, I'm there. I am so there. You know why? Because do you know what the bell time is for that yet?
I think it's going to be evening, as far as I know. I don't think they have anything set.
So that afternoon, I'm going to be in Hamburg at Cabela's hanging out until I make my way over there.
So
that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing.
Yep. Well, I'll be there probably I'm always show up early to them shows. I'm always probably there probably late morning to early afternoon. I'll be there. So
Keith and I have said this many times, and we're going to say it as many times as it gets through everybody's head. Support your local pro wrestling.
Yes.
If you are in New Jersey.
Especially if you're not happy with what's going on television, you know what? Try your locals because
Keith brought the kids there, man. The kids had a blast at Triple WA, Mark. And they were front row. They were cheering. They were having such a good time. I just sat back and I was like, "This is great. This is great."
Indie wrestling is more personal than it is. Nothing against WWE or AEW. Yeah. They have their
more
stuff
intimate. The word I use is intimate.
Yeah, because not only you get to the show, but there's guys that come out and they'll talk to you and they'll sign autographs and you can buy. They have merch and stuff to buy,
shirts
and pictures and stuff. So, wrestling, independent wrestling is so up and in your face because if you like WWE, if you like AEW, the indies that's where everybody starts. Mm-hmm. So, if you follow somebody now, in a few years, you'll be like, hey, I went to shows while they were here, here, and here. Now they're on AEW. Now they're on WWE. Now they're on Impact. So there's a lot of chances those guys are going to go somewhere. But they all started in the same spot that we did, the indies. So support them. Because the bigger the indies, it's a better chance of guys going somewhere and doing something,
and changing the business for the better.
And they like to entertain. We all like to entertain, even though it's a sport and it's a business together and guys can get hurt and whatnot. All they do it for the fans because without the fans, we're nothing. We're absolutely nothing.
Well said. Well said. Guys, coming up next at 6:00 p.m. Eastern. WrestleMania pre-show, 6:00 on Peacock. If you guys are like, what the heck is Peacock? I had to make the switch. It was very easy. They have a deal going on right now where if you join Peacock right now, you get the WWE Network and you get everything that Peacock offers as well for $250 a month for the first 4 months. For all you people out there that have been paying $9.99 a month for WWE Network, that's an incredible deal. So sign up for Peacock. WrestleMania 37 is live tonight, 6 o'clock, night 1, and pre-show, and the event itself starts at 7. Tomorrow night at 7. Keith and I are off tomorrow night to just relax and enjoy WrestleMania. Mean Mark Mess, thank you so much, my man, my brother. We love you.
Thank you. I love being here. I love being here to help out, and just I look forward to this every single time.
And
thank you.
Yes, and we are out of here, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank everybody who watched, everybody who commented. JT Cage, Hat Guy, Brick House, Marcus Johnson, Mal Havoc, Prince Shango, Dead Saul and Buck Beaver. All you guys for popping in here and saying hello. WrestleMania weekend is about to begin, guys. I'm pumped up. I'm fired up. And we'll see you guys next time on Around the Turnbuckle.
You think you know me?
On this day, I see clearly everything has come to light.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine.